Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Kitties Readings. So today's pick a card is what you can expect for the month ahead. We're looking more specifically at a few cards for career and finance, a few cards for love, and a couple of cards for just like what your mental focus might be or your overall month challenge might be. And we did pull some cards for suggestions for each of those categories. So if you're watching this as it comes out, it will be for December 2025, but I do believe that messages find us when we're ready for them or when it's fitting our lives. So whenever you're seeing this, I just hope you find the just guidance, suggestions, and a little bit of encouragement for your month ahead. So that being said, pile 1 is going to be this little jar of emerald. Let's see if it will focus on it. There we go. Jar of emerald. Awesome. And then pile 2 is this bottle of clear quartz. Pile 3 is this bottle of red Jasper. Okay, so if you've never done a pick a card reading before, I'll give you a little breakdown of how to do it. So it's best if we can start as grounded as possible. So if it's safe and you're able to close your eyes, that is just really awesome. It helps us kind of separate from having to analyze, have any hypervigilance about our environment, and just really focus on what's going on within. So if you can, close your eyes, take a deep breath down through the nose, letting the breath come all the way down into kind of the lower tummy, exhaling out slowly out the mouth, creating a complete circle. Taking that breath a few times, breathing in all the way down to the root chakra, exhaling slowly out the mouth. Feeling into your feet on the floor, perhaps if you're sitting in a chair, feeling the support of the chair and letting yourself melt into it a little bit more. And just doing a little check-in. How are you doing today? How's your day been? Acknowledging anything that's coming forward. And maybe taking another breath in and an exhale out, really just trying to release the day you've had or the night you've had. And then before opening your eyes, asking yourself the question, do one of these piles have a message for me? Opening your eyes and then taking another look at each one of these little jars or bottles, the card decks. You could just have a word, a color, an image, or a shape that stands out to you that draws you to that pile. Some people do like to look at the timestamps associated with each pile. So if you scroll down to the description box below, there'll be a timestamp next to each pile that you can choose from that way. It could be a number that's significant to you or a number you've been seeing a lot lately. There's no real wrong or right way to choose a pile. It's just very intuitive. So that's why we like to be as grounded as possible so we can hear that intuitive knowing. So once you've chosen your pile and you get into the reading, always do a double check that the messages are making sense for you. I always see two different ways we can do a reading. Sometimes we can accidentally read people's fears, or we can read their highest potential. So ultimately, either one is right. Whichever one you want to give time and energy to is the one that you should watch, you know? But we do try to read from your highest future, highest potential. So that being said, if you choose a pile and it's bringing up fear or anything like that within yourself, please choose another pile and just know that that can happen. Sometimes we can choose from fear and sometimes we can choose from our highest potential for ourselves, and just give it another go. All right, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to let you choose your piles, and I look forward to seeing you in your pick card readings. Hello, my pile ones. So if you didn't watch the intro, I'll just give you a lay of the land. So we're going to pull 3 cards for your finances and career the month ahead, 3 cards for your love life. I'm intending for 2 on the side here for your personal challenge or a personal focus for the month ahead, and then a few guidance cards. So let's get into it. So, of course, all in love and light and for your highest good, my pile ones, what is coming ahead in your finances and career for the month of December? Okay, awesome. Okay, and what is coming ahead in your love life, pile ones, all in love and light and for your highest good? What is happening in your love life for the month ahead? Okay, I kind of wanted to grab this one. Okay, and then lastly, let's put out a personal focus or challenge for the month ahead. Time management, that's interesting. And divine guidance. Okay, so that's what we're going to pull from this deck. And you know what? We might as well just keep going with it. What is a suggestion or advice? What's a thing you can do for your finances? For your love life, what is one thing you can do? All right, we got 2. Love life, we got 2. Okay, and lastly, for your ones over here. Okay, let me just recenter these a little bit, and then we'll get right into your reading for the month ahead. So, for the first row here, my friends, we have your finances and career ahead, and it's actually looking really promising. So here we have share your art with the world, recognition, and Mother Mary. So share your art with the world is like put yourself out there, make it easier for people to find what you offer, what you're providing as a service, or perhaps you just have like photography that you do, or knitting channel that's getting trendy. It could literally be art, or it could be just putting yourself out there in general, whatever it is that you're trying to do in your career. Part of me is wondering if some of you are doing like a side hustle, a passion hustle. But overall, I do feel like it's just saying it's the time to really put yourself out there. Also, if you're watching this as the video is coming out, we'll be going into the Christmas season, and I just feel like that's a great time for people to want to purchase gifts that are unique and authentic and personable, like any type of art. So anyways, that's a little side note. Recognition. This is also a great card to come out with that, because essentially it's like put yourself out there more, put your services or products out there more, and it looks like there's going to be some more attention on it. So it says you and your accomplishments are receiving appreciation and honor. So starting to be noticed, you're starting to really be seen for your value. When like you always have value, but sometimes it takes a little bit for the people who value the same things as us to come into our life. And I really feel like there's a lot of positive messaging coming through around starting to find those people to whom you're aligned with, who have the same values, and appreciate what you appreciate. Your people, your ideal customer. I'm kind of laughing because I'm like, I can't remember the corporate word for that, but they say is it just your ICU? Ideal customer, I don't know, clientele, I don't know. Anyways, that's whatever the jargon is people say for in the business world for that. So Mother Mary, the Blessed Mother, is helping you with your divine life purpose. This one is great because it also kind of comes in to say like the momentum you were hoping for, like that chance, that like how would I put it? Like I feel like you probably been working pretty hard, putting yourself out there the best you can, but you feel like you've been just missing like that lucky moment, that thing that just helps you get out there. And when I see this card, it feels like a divine universal hand stepping in and helping that come in. So this seems like it's going to be a pretty exciting month for you whenever you're seeing this. And otherwise, so one thing you can do here, we have be lighthearted. So set your intentions to be easygoing and playful today. Give yourself some carefree time to have fun. And what I love about this is I think about someone who, like in this imagery, is someone who's just loving this instrument and really feeling, I don't know, like rewarded is how I see that face, like rewarded, happy, content, and maybe even a little bit relieved. And I kind of feel like this is kind of ultimately what is coming in for you for the month ahead. But I feel like it's almost saying like it's okay for you to start celebrating and being excited about where things are going. And I wonder if you've been a little hesitant to celebrate too soon, but I feel like things are really coming around for you. I almost feel like there's also a lot of messaging here where it's like there's like ebbs and flows in life, and you've put in so much work, you've put in so much effort. Now it's your time to see some of that effort come back, like the universe bringing back some of that. I don't know if I would say effort, but some of that, what you've been asking for, is paying off. Sorry, every time I start to get a little bit later at night here, I feel like I just start speaking really oddly, but yeah, maybe it's because my brain starts getting distracted. Okay, so next we have for you, pile ones, is your love life, what you can expect in love. So here we have helping children. The part of your life purpose involves teaching, guiding, and helping young people. Success, congratulations, you did it. That's awesome. It's interesting to me, though, that this one has a confession booth, which to me always kind of talks about vulnerably stating what you're wanting. So that's interesting. And then we have over here, listen only to love. Don't allow fear to distract you from divine mission. And guidance cards is center yourself and slow down. Very interesting. Part of me wants to pull perhaps just a clarifying card for this group, as the helping children is actually what's throwing me off a little bit. I'm kind of curious if it's referring to you might have a child or children. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a little more of like family vibes, parent vibes than like romantic love vibes, but I just want to double check here. So clarifying cards for helping children. Blessings in disguise, success. Please our time to go. Okay. And family. Yeah, okay. So I am definitely feeling like this is talking a little bit more about kids. I would think that majority here, it would be either a single parent, or you could have someone that you're with as well, but I just get the impression that maybe this child was from another relationship. It's super specific, so don't take that on if it doesn't make sense, but that's the general vibe I'm getting. And I would actually wonder if you either are finally starting to really notice like an integration with you and your children or child with perhaps a new love or interest, or it could even be someone you've been with for a while, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting like, how would I put it? Like starting to feel like there's a lot of flow in relationships, but it's like, to be clear here, I feel like this is really talking about you having been kind of like the centered, grounded person between the two. So that's why I keep wondering if it's like, dating someone and introducing your child to them, or you really are just starting to see like that, relationship foster between them. Yeah, I don't know. It seems quite beautiful. And the other thing I'm kind of wondering here is like, I feel like you plan to put a lot of effort into this and to making sure it worked. I also feel like You might have put just like a lot of effort into your relationship with your child recently. I would wonder if perhaps some of you watching, if your child's just been having a hard time in school or with friends or just fitting in the world or something like that. And when I see success and listen only to love, I do feel like it's saying like a lot of things are coming through. Like if you've been really working on things with your child to get them feeling more settled, more stable, getting your child to feel more stable, safe, and loved in the world, I really do just feel like a lot of that's coming in for you. Things are starting to, I want to say, ease up. And the listen only to love, I know this is like supposed to be catered once again to love relationships, but I do wonder if it's talking a little bit about self. And yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of pulling a few extra clarifying cards. There's nothing to worry about. Yeah, I do just keep getting that I feel like you might have been putting a lot of pressure on yourself to have to take a lot of action for this child on your behalf. I just feel like you've been very, very active in your child's life, and it could have been very exhausting to some degree. Of course, you're doing it because you love them, but I just feel like I feel like the message coming through is like, it's going to get easier. Things are starting to come together more. They're starting to feel more secure. And the listen only to love, I feel like this is talking about your own inner child, perhaps, worrying for your child. I know this is kind of confusing. Your inner child, the little you, is perhaps stressing a lot about your child and maybe even your romantic relationships. But I feel like it's definitely like your family dynamics, like your kids' dynamics with your partner, how they're doing in the world. So there's so much here saying like it's okay for you to start comforting your inner child if you haven't already, and just starting to tell it like things are going to get easier, things are getting better. And I really do feel like that is true. With the guidance coming through to center yourself and slow down, I do feel like there's a lot of emphasis on actually you just regulating your own nervous system, staying peaceful within your own body, within your own system in front of this child of yours. If they're feeling really dysregulated or judged or unaccepted, it's interesting that I feel like if you perceive to be unfazed, that I believe it actually ultimately is the thing that they're going to pay attention to the most. Like your child, I would wonder if they're still quite young or on the younger side, where they like really still look up to you and as a role model. Like your opinion matters most. They're still in an age group where your opinion matters most. So if something isn't phasing you because you're regulating yourself, you're managing the little you that's coming up and being activated when you see them struggling, I really feel like that is actually the greatest impact you can have. And so I'm going to rephrase this because I feel like I've just been not speaking very clearly. If you're struggling with your child being bullied or feeling unaccepted or unsupported or not fitting in, the emotions coming up within you of wanting to protect them, wanting to, like, I almost feel like it's like you staying calm, it's slowing down your nervous system, centering yourself teaches them to handle other people's judgments and opinions and realize they are just opinions, and that is the lowest form of knowledge. So you staying strong in yourself is the best role model for this child to start to feel like opinions don't matter, that are hurtful, judgmental, come from people who don't love them. So that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, time management and divine guidance. So this is what came through for your own focus or personal challenge for the month ahead. Time management. I kind of love this because I was saying over here with like this coming up more is like focusing on your love life, being more focused on your child or children. I do feel like time management makes sense. I feel like there's a lot going on. I do feel like there's a lot of support that's still being needed. But like I said, I feel like you're starting to find success. You've probably implemented some strategies or some I don't know, I feel like some things to try to help them fit in, and I feel like it's starting to pay off. And imagine there is like not a lot of time for you to always get everything done that you're wanting to get done. So yeah, that seems tricky. Let's look at this card, and then we'll look at what the suggestions are there. So this says place your priorities at the top of your to-do list and don't allow distractions to deter your focus. So I guess already what it's trying to say about time management is that maybe make a little list of things you absolutely want to make sure you have done for today that are accomplishable, and then you can have what you can get to if there is time, and then the next day, those things you didn't get to can now be at the top of the list. But just really prioritizing what you can get done, and maybe making a list will help you stay focused on it, because I wonder if maybe when you get time in between, you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? And this is kind of saying like, hey, don't worry, you already have it written down. Before you even started your day, you're like, this is what I need to get done today. It's on the schedule. Divine guidance. The ideas you're receiving are heaven-sent answers to your prayers. And then it's so interesting that you're like, one thing you can do is tap into spiritual power. That goes right with divine guidance. Reach out to a power greater than yourself to help solve a dilemma. Stay open to guidance in your life. So I feel like this is going to be talking a little bit about just not being really sure about a certain direction in your life or what to do about a certain decision is what I want to say. So I feel like instead of trying to overthink it, it's suggesting that when you're feeling really stuck around what to do, if you have time, as we see time is tricky for you this month ahead. So sorry to hear that. It can be really, really key to try to connect in when you can. So that could be taking a few deep breaths, trying to connect to, if you are able to connect to your higher self, or we say like your true self. So the one that is like present to this moment. Some people say higher self. Some people just say the adult you. It's just like the you that is like grounded in the moment, has a perspective of seeing all the things you've come through in your life and has taken the wisdom from it, versus like little parts of ourselves. Like you have on your inner child, that's like a part that's like usually kind of living a little bit in the past. It's a little bit stuck there sometimes, not always, but sometimes. So anyways, it does talk about trying to be able to connect in with that part if you have a way to do that quickly, or if you don't, perhaps trying to find time as you're falling asleep to maybe do a guided meditation to connect with that part, or as you're waking up, maybe give yourself 10 minutes to connect with that part. I know it's going to be a little bit tricky, so essentially it's just doing the best that you can. As I was saying, time management, just try to prioritize what you absolutely need done today, and that could include self-care, things that actually need to get done, like tasks, places you need to perhaps drop children off at, but just making it your priority so that it does get done. It is written down somewhere. We also have focus on your inner child's needs. Is your inner child afraid or in need of more playtime? Cherish this precious being within you. So this is what came through for time management. So it could be also just talking about how you might be someone who has a hard time not just trying to get things done today. And you might keep stacking things up and up and up on one day. And it's saying, hey, like, you're not a machine. You might just need to actually have a set time where you stop work at and just be like, I know that I wanted more than this done today, but it's going to be okay. It's still going to be here tomorrow. Like just actually having like a cutoff time for work. You might be someone who needs that. I also want to just pull another clarification card for one, like suggestions on one things you can do for time management. Time to go. The sun sets and rises each day, and it is the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of new beginnings, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. So I kind of love this because I was saying this, like essentially tomorrow is like, it's going to be a whole nother day. And I love that this kind of feels like it's saying the same thing, like setting boundaries and knowing that you'll get an opportunity tomorrow to get what you didn't get finished done the next day. Okay, another clarification card on tapping into your spiritual power. Okay, that's coming through. We have entrepreneur. So this card's always interesting. I'll read it for you. It says, self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. Interesting. Divine guidance, divine guidance. It says it twice. We are your co-workers and teammates who remain loyal by your side to ensure success in all ways. Like I said, do you feel like there's like a big decision coming your way? And ultimately, you're going to find the answer through connecting to, I would say, your higher self, to your intuition, to what you are feeling called to do. Some of you might say you're asking your angels or your guides, ancestors for some guidance. All of that, I would say, would be included in the same thing. But do you feel like ultimately connecting with yourself and getting very clear on what you're wanting for yourself? And also, whenever I see an entrepreneur, it does talk about kind of lighting the fire to your passions a little bit here. So starting to maybe take some courageous chances. But I do feel like overall will be a month of you, not so much, I don't feel like it's going to be so much action orientated in this change here, but it's going to be more so in perhaps with like recognition coming in, with people starting to find you. I feel like this month is going to be the month where you start to have some ideas coming through, getting some bigger visions of your future, of the possibilities for yourself coming in. So I also would feel like that's where some of this divine guidance is coming in, where it's like, whoa, I'm starting to see how I can expand and grow in my career, business, offering services. So it's actually going to be pretty exciting. I'm so curious what January will be like for you if you're watching this as it comes out. I imagine there's going to be a lot more ideas around action taking. Okay, so anyways, I've rambled on quite a bit here. I am maybe going to pull one more card just as a summary card. If there's anything you need to know for this month, what would it be? My pile ones, what do you need for the month ahead? What do you need to know? Let your past go. The burden of carrying your past around has made you wary. Dear one, it is time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind you. Don't wait. Don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. I really do love this because I do feel like it talks about however maybe past struggles have been in career and finance. I feel like you're stepping into a new chapter. Same with childcare. I feel like struggles of the past are starting to turn into a new, I don't want to say like a new future, but I feel like your child is growing and learning. They aren't going to be struggling as much as they have been. I feel like their confidence is growing themselves, their outgoingness. Yeah, and you're just growing in general too, so that's really exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you have the best month ahead. Happy holidays if you don't watch another video, and maybe I'll see you around another pick a card reading. Hello, pile twos. Okay, in case you didn't see the intro, it's all good. I'll just tell you what we're looking at here. We are going to pull 3 cards for what to expect for your finances or career for the month ahead. Then we're going to pull 3 cards for just some general themes coming up in love. And then 2 cards for your focus or your personal challenge for the month ahead, and then a few cards from this Empath's Oracle card deck for guidance on one thing you can do to help support yourself during these challenges or these times. So that being said, all in love and light in your highest good. My pile twos, what is going on in your career or finances the month ahead? Okay. We've got okay, let go, we've got birth, and perfectionism. Okay, and then we're going to pull for love life, what's going on in love, all in your highest good and light. What do my pile twos need to know for their month ahead in love? Again. And go. Out. And then what is a challenge or a focus for you in your overall life? Okay, happy news, law of attraction. And should we keep it? We'll keep it for you. Express your inner truth. I only wanted 2 cards, but you know, they're going to do what they're going to do. And then just if there's one thing you could do in your, I'm sorry, I was like, what am I asking for? Finances. Finances and career. And then for your love life. And for your overall focus energy. We've got, you can handle this. Okay. Put this over here. My mic is falling off. 1 second. Okay, so pile 2 is how I'm kind of seeing this energy appear. So I'm seeing this more as career identity that's coming through for the month ahead. And I feel like it is letting go of a certain standard you had for yourself in how you are perceived in your career. You know, like when I see this, I feel like this is like, I mean, perfectionism's coming up, but the let go card feels like someone who is, who's sometimes perhaps hanging on to a job or a position or a role. It could be not the role itself, but the company you're working for, or it could honestly be just like the job and the demands of it. I feel like are very debilitating, and it feels like you're always trying to appease someone that is unappeasable, which is kind of an interesting thing coming through. But I do feel like there's so much identity in this career for you. So when I see this says new life, such as a baby, an idea, happy news, or an exciting project blossoms within and around you, I feel like this is talking about finding some sort of transition in work. So this could be stepping away from a certain type of role into a different one. It could be having just this whole new vision coming in for yourself and how work can be. But ultimately it is letting go of essentially like this, like I just keep getting those words, like impossible to please demands of you that is coming from your job. I would believe this would be currently, because it just feels so draining, and it almost feels a bit like a toxic relationship, but with the standards that are held for you at work. Like you can't be a human. And when I'm kind of glancing at your love life just a little bit here, I do feel like there's not a lot of time for you to find a person, put the time into developing a romantic relationship. I have to say, I do believe that this pile, if you're watching it, are most likely single. That's the view I'm getting. Or if you're not single, you might be in a relationship where it's just very hard to see them very much. So you could even be living with them. This could even be someone you're married to, but your work might just demand so much of your mental and emotional energy that by the time you come home to them, there's really nothing left within you. So I do honestly see this could be single and not having enough time to even put yourself out there, or in a relationship, but you don't even have time to really enjoy them. So what I'm seeing here for your suggestion that came through is reignite your life force by gazing to a cozy fire. So this talks about finding your spark again, finding your fire, finding your energy. And sometimes it can be getting a little sassy and pushing back. You take it as it resonates for you. Not feeling like you need to, like when perfectionism comes up, it talks about how there's a belief within us that we need to meet these unattainable goals or demands of other people at work. And this card can talk about either finding your passion or your fire or your strength within yourself to find a different position, or to stand up for yourself in that company. So it could be setting some boundaries on what expectations are actually realistic, what you actually are capable of delivering, and what is just not attainable in their timelines. So it does kind of feel a little bit like it's not sass, it's just spunk. Like to say, hey, look, what you're asking for is just wild. It's not possible. But I can do it in this amount of time, but not in the time frame that you're asking for. So anyways, whichever one that is that resonates for you, I would imagine with this birth card coming in, that means you have some ideas about what you're feeling inspired to do. You will discover this over the month that upcoming for you. But I do just trying to rekindle that fire, that spark within you to to just maybe even have more energy in life to enjoy it or to stand up for yourself in situations where people are being unreasonable. Yeah. Okay. I now want to get to your love life. So your love life for the month ahead: creative expression, nurture yourself, and vision board. Investing time in self-care now will yield more energy for you later, and divine creativity is expressed through your actions. So this is where I'm going to kind of say two different messages. If you're someone who's single, I feel like this is actually talking about having enough time to just pamper yourself, give yourself attention, like love on yourself, have like perhaps a spa day or get a facial or do something you haven't really done for yourself. Maybe it's even getting a haircut if you really enjoy that, getting a head massage, you name it. If you like getting your nails done, if you like going to saunas, I'm just trying to think of different things here. Treat yourself, and start to find more of that time to nurture your relationship with yourself. And I know this is going to sound funny, but like from the energy I'm seeing from you being put through at work, I don't think you've probably even had time to like really check in on yourself. So this is your time to check in and just ask yourself how you're doing. See what you can do to support yourself. And then I also feel like this is calling in the kind of life you want. So the vision board, I feel like, is talking a lot about like starting to like even envision or feel, like literally feel into how you want to feel in the future. Do you want to be able to feel more of this sort of lightheartedness, have more play and spontaneity in your life where you're not being kind of pulled into work and the stresses of that, and you're able to be a little more free and expressive? And it could also be in just even envisioning how you want to have more time for yourself, or for perhaps even dating or building a family, and just like checking in with yourself about what you practically need to, like pragmatically need to do so that there is time for that, and creating space for that in your life, as well as just keep getting that, like finding a better balance for yourself. If you're someone who is in a relationship, I do feel like this is talking about being able to spend more time with your partner. And this is like that fun time where you get to just share laughs together, where you're like, I can't remember the last time we laughed this hard. Like there's no agenda. And I feel like that is such a relief. There's no time constraints. There's no agenda. Part of me is wondering if someone here is like quitting their job or even getting severance or something. I don't know. That's what I'm kind of thinking of, because it feels like a non-stressful time where it's like there's less work and you're like grateful for it and it's a blessing. So that's really interesting. Also taking time to nurture the relationship and even like re-establishing like, I would say like the vision for the relationship amongst each other. Having some of those conversations again about how you want to prioritize each other, what you want to prioritize in the relationship, and just kind of getting back on the same page. I really feel like nurturing and fostering that relationship again. But I really want to say the things I'm getting from it is like that it's going to be so playful. It's going to be so pleasant. Like this person, you like, for those of you who are in a relationship, like this person really is your person. And I think you're just so grateful to have that time with them again. I feel like it's really energizing to you. So that's really awesome to see. Guidance for one thing you can do for your love life. We have embrace your imperfections, listen to the wisdom of your intuition. So your inner voice is the best friend you will ever have. Seek answers from deep within rather than just through your intellect. So this is where that really like coming back into bodied, being really busy, being able to just have time to check in with yourself and see what's up with your body. What is it needing from you? What is your inner child wanting from you? What are you needing today? What does your body need from you today? And when I see embrace your imperfections, so this I feel like is just stop being so hard on yourself. So if you're someone who is in a relationship, or is currently in a relationship, not beating yourself up for the fact that you haven't had a lot of time to be with them and that you kind of got sucked into work. Just giving yourself a break to just be human and not to have had been able to do it all. Like just being okay with that and accepting it as it is, and knowing that now things are changing. Like you are putting the time in, you are seeing how that level of, I want to say once again, involvement in career or finances really took all your attention and energy. And then for those of you, kind of the same message, but more towards self, where it's like being okay with the fact that, that you, once again, like that you just didn't see that this job was perhaps a little bit toxic. I know it sounds funny to say, but I kind of keep getting that energy. Like the way people, the expectations were just unfair, very unfair and very demanding and impossible. That's what I get from it. Impossible demands. And just even like honoring yourself, like you actually couldn't make all those demands. You couldn't meet them all. They were like impossible, literally impossible. And there was not much you could do about it. So it's like giving yourself some compassion and not beating yourself up for not being able to do it all. And also for not being able to see that it was like unfair behavior, and just learning from it and taking that wisdom into the future. So yeah, all you can do right now is just listen to what your body is needing from you and honoring where you're at and what you're needing. So that's what we got for love life. And then over here is a personal focus or challenge for the month ahead. We have express your inner truth, law of attraction, and happy news, which is so interesting. Like the happy news has come out twice. So this is why I'm like, I don't know if you're getting promoted, if you're changing jobs and getting a different position, or like I said, maybe you're even getting fired and you're getting a really awesome severance. I don't know, but it's great. You are going to receive this so well. This is something you, to some degree, have been praying for. And like even with law of attraction, like you have been manifesting this and you have been putting effort into this. You've been trying to create it in the world. And it's so like, this is just, it's good. It's good blessings. It's good blessings coming in. Expressing your truth. So your creative work shines brightest when it reflects your genuine feelings and thoughts. So that is another thing where I feel like it's talking about all this stuff coming in that is really great that you've been working towards, but now there's going to be time for you to connect with yourself and be like, whoa, what's been going on with me? So this could be taking care of your physical needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs, all the needs, and just really actually taking time to slow down and check in with parts of your body that maybe you haven't been hearing. Like I kind of get like perhaps you've been having like chronic back pain or chronic something, and this is like starting to connect with, oh, what has it been trying to tell me? Oh, I see this now. So a lot about just like in the good news, there is time to actually start slowing down and hearing what is going on within yourself. Once again, I feel like there's going to be a lot of physical sensations connected to this. I'm not sure why, but I just keep getting that. So your suggestion or guidance that came through for you is you can handle this. There's a wise saying, you are never given more than you can handle. Tune into your heart and reconnect with your strength. So this is where I'm kind of feeling like, I feel like you're like joyfully going to get severance pay or fired or change jobs. Like whatever it is, to some people on the outside, it could seem like a bad thing. Like people would be like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Like maybe you got demoted or something like that. But meanwhile, I actually feel like it actually brings you so much free time or so much time to bring back to this relationship or back to yourself that you were really needing. It feels like such a blessing. As a card, you're just seeing it. That's all I'm seeing. Happy news, birth of a new thing that you've been asking for. Yeah. And I just love that this card comes through saying like, you've got this. Like you're gonna, I don't want to say grow through this. You're gonna glow through this. You're gonna at first perhaps be a little taken back by it, because like with perfectionism coming in and like being kind on yourself also coming in, it could be that perhaps you'd be like, wait, did I fail? And then I feel like then you're going to realize, no, this was actually exactly what I was needing. It just wasn't in the way I was expecting it to come in. So a little bit of mystery for you for the month ahead. I am just going to pull some cards. Which deck? How would this deck? Just asking if there's anything else you need to know for your month ahead, just to get any clarity on anything, sum up anything about this reading that needs to come out. We have creative projects. Do you not already? Yeah, look at that. Creative expressions, creative projects, and joy. So honestly, I like, if there's anything you're going to take away from this, is that you are going to get time that you haven't had. And this actually is going to be a very peaceful, restful, joyous time for you ahead. I'm just so curious to know what happens for you this month ahead. If you think about this reading, maybe leave a comment and be like, yo, I was pile 2 and this is what happened. Because I'm like, I think like leaving work of some sort is what's going to be. But you know what? It could just be because I can't think of another thing in my human brain. That's not a word, in my human brain, but ultimately it's all a blessing. I keep saying that. It's all a joyous blessing. It's all great news for you. Everything works out just as it should. It gives you time to reconnect to yourself and re-energize and find that joy and passion again, whether it's with yourself, in your life, or even within your partner romantic relationships. It's just going to be really beautiful for you. So I'm excited for you. I know that this is going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be probably a little odd to let go of it, but it's actually going to be really, really great for you in the long run. Just what you needed, I believe. So I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I am going to be so curious to see what happens for you. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to let you go here. Get into pile 3. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you in another pick a card reading sometime. Hello, pile 3s. So just a quick lay down about what is going to happen. I'm going to pull 3 cards for your career or finance ahead. So just like what's coming up in career and finance in the month ahead. I feel like I worded that backwards. Sorry. And then we're going to pull 3 cards for what's happening in your love life for the month ahead. And then we'll pull 2 cards for personal challenge or focus that will be coming up for you. And then from the card deck over here, we'll just look at some suggestions, like one thing you can do in each area of these things. So anyways, that being said, in your love life, apparently want to talk about your love life, in your finances and career, what can pile 3s expect for their month ahead? All know Enlightenment for their highest good, of course. What is coming ahead for them? We have detox time. Ooh, okay. We also have retreat and daily practice. Very interesting. Okay, and then what about your love life? What's coming up for pile 3's love life for the month ahead? What do they need to do? What can they expect? Deserving. That's a good card. Well, oh no. One moment. Where did that go? Okay, we have motivation. And what else can they expect from their love life? Classes. That's interesting. Whoa, and then Black's Left Day was trying to fall out, so I'll give it to them. I'll let it come through. And then what is a focus or a challenge for the month? This could be something that's kind of more mental body or just like a theme personally for you. We have keep going. Oh, that's encouraging. And gratitude. All right. And then as promised, let's just quickly pull a suggestion for you. Suggestion for finances and career. I don't quite want that one. I'll take this one. Grounding. Okay. And love life. What's a suggestion for the love life? Remember your gifts. And lastly, for the month ahead, release shame. Okay. Cool. My pile 3s. Detox time, retreat, and daily practice is what came out for your career or finances ahead. So this says release toxins from your body, mind, and diet. And then to block out distractions, spend quiet time alone so that you can focus on your priorities. And then the more you practice your new skills, the more confident and comfortable you will become. You know what? Okay, this is going to be maybe super specific. Part of me is wondering if someone here is like getting into investing or wanting to invest, whether that is just like literally putting savings into a different type of investment account or something like that. And if that is actually like something you're going through, I do feel like it's saying like it is great to start researching, learning online, and like don't worry, you are gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay. The secondary thing I was seeing is I feel like there's just like a general like needing to take a little bit of a breather time from something. Like literally you might have been, maybe you've been budgeting really hard, like every day you're just staring at like the finance chart. And I just feel like there's like a need for a little bit of a break. Like this is detox. I feel like it's like you might have found yourself almost absorbed or obsessive about checking perhaps like a budget or spendings or perhaps investment accounts that you might have already. And it's just saying it's really, really great if you can just take a little bit of space from it. You might have perhaps had like maybe a loss at some point in finances, or I don't know, like I don't think it's like being a victim to a scam here, but I do just feel like something happened and I feel like you might have felt out of control about it or felt taken advantage of. I don't know why. I'm just kind of getting those like emotions. So this is a collective reading. So I do always trust that you are applying it to your life and only taking anything that matches what you are going through and using your intuition to fill in the blanks that I can't fill in for you in a collective reading. So I do just feel like there is like a little bit of getting some distance, getting some space. And I even want to say like when I see retreat, like getting some healing time from it. Like actually like relaxing, letting go, and not carrying like a weight of this finances around with you. I do feel like this is less about career and more specifically finances for this pile. Yeah, the daily practice. Part of me is getting really curious about that because I wonder if there is like a, also quote unquote say a healthy routine for you. Like whatever is going to be healthy is different for everybody, but I wonder if just having like once a day that you're allowed to look at something. Once again, though, I do feel like there needs to be a detox, a little bit of space, but during that little bit of space, maybe coming up with what would be a good routine. If you are someone who's doing like day trades, I wonder if it would be coming up for you to maybe just explore, research the news, see what helps trend things. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do with your finances. I'm just wondering if there's like I just keep getting market research coming into my brain. So I wonder if there's just like some research that needs to happen. I know it says daily practice, but I just keep wondering if there's, just getting some research, market research done. Trends. I don't know. I keep getting those words. So when I look at your advice, a suggestion for one thing you can do about it, you got getting grounded. So interesting. This does talk about, once again, stepping away from something, waiting until you feel grounded, safe, and secure and supported in yourself before you go back to it. So if you are doing like day trades or things like that, I really do feel like there's a little bit of a message to say, you don't have to give up on it forever, but take a step back and come back when you are more grounded, more solid, and feeling more safe and supported in yourself, in your daily practice of it. I'm laughing because I'm like, maybe that's where the daily practice is coming in. But do you really feel like you need to establish safety and trust in yourself? Like I'm really not sure quite what happened, but I do feel like there's just like a really big emphasis on rebuilding stability within yourself for your financial outlook for the month ahead. Okay, and then over here, for your love life, we have deserving, motivation, classes, and block lifted. Whenever I see classes, I often see this as like getting more informed, which is interesting that's coming up a few times now for you. Like with the daily practice, I feel like it was like getting more information, just learning more. Classes, also getting more information and learning more about, I would wonder if this is like relationship navigation, attachment styles. I would even wonder for this pile specifically, if you would find it very interesting to listen to some channels that talk about family of origin, dynamics, traumas, and adaptations, like just like things you learned to do as an adaptation or a way to survive childhood, upbringings. This feel like there's a general like need for more information that keeps coming up. And it could even be because it will normalize your situation or how you're feeling. And sometimes it's something we really need. So deserving, you, like all of God's children, deserve happiness, health, and love. So that one is really interesting. Talks about you, I believe this is talking about you being able to feel like you are deserving to be loved just as you are. I do see a little bit perhaps of attachment coming up where you might have a hard time letting people love you. I wonder if you might tend to push people away, or sometimes perhaps try to create more distance when you see people are starting to see you. Once again, you kind of take this as it resonates, but I do feel like there's a bit of a fear. Like, I think you like to keep a bit of distance between the people that you love and them. Getting too close in the sense of seeing your shame or your vulnerabilities. So that's why I feel like classes are coming in, where it's like, if you could perhaps learn more and start to see the normalization of some of these coping strategies that you have to feel safe and survive relationships, you might start to see that you are quite deserving of love and connection, and it's safe for people to see you, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. But I do feel like this is going to be an exploratory journey, and might even be a bit of a YouTube podcast rabbit hole for you. Motivation. So pray for guidance as to how to increase your enthusiasm for and to focus on this project. So it's so interesting. Yeah. So how I would see this as the reader is I'd be really curious to see if, like, perhaps, I feel like this pile's probably in a romantic relationship, and I wonder if you've gotten feedback from them or perhaps from other people about perhaps being an avoidant attachment style. And I'm feeling like perhaps you're just feeling very unmotivated to like have to be that vulnerable, to have to get so uncomfortable and have your shame out there on the table. Like, it feels like you're struggling with really feeling like, why should I want to do that? That actually sounds really horrible and not feeling very good. But I do feel like what it comes through is wanting, like, so much of these cards are talking about wanting more stability, safety, and connection, and using what you're wanting more of in your life to fuel your motivation to seek out more of these answers and to put yourself in positions where you might have to be a little more vulnerable with romantic partners, therapists, or counselors, and those types of things. What I love about this box being lifted, this does tell me that maybe you are already feeling this, or you're not certain if you will, but I do feel like you're starting to, by the end of this month that's coming ahead, start to make progress. You do start to see how you are able to receive and allow yourself to receive love. And once again, deserving this really stands out, knowing that you are actually worthy of someone seeing you for exactly who you are and still being lovable, which is really, really great. And I even think through that, it starts to motivate you to start to turn back a bit more. I do feel like this is going to be a process. I feel like this is definitely just like step one. That's why blocks are lifted. It's like starting to see how it's maybe creating a lot of space or distance in romantic partnerships and truly wanting change, starting to shift. But once again, I do feel like this is going to be a bit of a journey for you. So you might see some of these similar themes coming up for you in your love life the month after this. But it's just really, really great first steps that I see. And then, so over here, when I asked for a suggestion, if there's anything to take away from your love life this upcoming month, it says, remember your gifts, focus on your blessings rather than dwelling on adversity. Pause and give thanks for your gifts, such as your sensitivities, intuition, health, friendships, or family. So when I see this, to me, this is just saying when you're feeling really unmotivated or like just disheartened, to start thinking about what is working well. Maybe it's trying to shift that like focus of all the things that need to change, all the things that need to be worked on, and that can be a bit overwhelming. Start just focusing and coming back to what is working well right now, what is going well, what am I doing well, and just starting to like make it more palatable, because it is quite a bit to just like look at everything and think you have to fix it all at once. It is just baby steps. So just starting to come back to almost like a gratitude practice of like, I'm grateful for the friends that I have, for them being patient with me. I'm grateful for myself for putting myself out there, even though it's really uncomfortable. Like just, a daily practice. I feel like that card just really standing out in this reading for me, for you. Okay, so focus or challenge. We have keep going on. Use the energy of any disappointments to fuel your creative project with authentic emotion. And oh my gosh, you actually got the gratitude card. I feel like I totally didn't see that. You attract more blessings when you appreciate your current blessings. So I really feel like this is giving you so much encouragement of if you felt like in the past you've made mistakes. I have to say, I do feel like this pile struggles a lot with shame. That's how I'm perceiving it. So I mean, you did also get a release shame card, but it just, even in like the finances, I feel a lot of shame, a lot of upset with self, and in love life, I feel like there's a lot of shame and not feeling worthy. So I just feel like all the encouragement is saying is keep going, and just knowing that it's not going to be like this forever, that you are going to get more informed. That's a thing that came through very strongly, is getting more informed in finances, how to perhaps save properly, how to take less risks, but just like what is Warren Buffett doing? What is some of the top people doing? What, like, just looking at that, getting more informed. And I would really check into that family of origins, family system. I can't quite remember the word I'm looking for, but look into family of origins and how it affects us as children and later into adult years, because I really feel like there could be some shame that's coming from that, and how a family raised you. They might have used a lot of guilt and shaming, and that might just have become like a bit of a monster within you, where they didn't intend it to be that way, but it might have just been the times. It could have been a religious upbringing. They can tend to use guilt and shame to get you to be more obedient, not realizing the consequences in the long run. So anyways, do you just feel like the challenge is going to be, the challenge and the focus, it's going to be to keep progressing. And if you do, for example, say, take a step backwards, or if that's how you would explain it, not giving up and feeling like it's all lost, just getting up tomorrow and taking that step back forward, and just knowing that eventually you're going to get to where you're trying to go, and not to get disheartened. Don't look so far ahead that it's making you squint and feel overwhelmed about how you're ever going to get there. Just start looking at what is right today, what is doing well today, what are you doing well today, and just coming back to that. What are you grateful for that's going right now? And then the suggestion that came through for that was releasing shame. So if you've been shamed for being sensitive or anything else, tell yourself, I'm ready to release this shame. I'm a lovable, caring person. So once again, it does kind of come back to a lot of this discouragement, of perhaps avoidance, if that's resonating, or feeling disconnected or unlovable, or like not deserving of love. Just realizing that might be coming from this place of shame. And I once again feel like there could just be shame for mistakes of the past, but not to keep beating yourself up for that. Start looking at, once again, what are you doing well? And maybe even looking at, once again, that family origins. Why did this pattern start? Why did you start shaming yourself? Just getting really curious about that. Did it really start with me, or did it start with your parents? Okay, let's just pull some cards here as we're getting close to the end for any guidance that needs to come through as a conclusion to this reading for pile threes. Any guidance that want to come through, clarify. We have listen. Quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desires. Manifestations, a quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is a request to you, is to listen. Slow down and listen to what's going on. That really makes sense for the shame message, because if we sit with our shame, often we can see the vulnerable part of us that's actually feeling it, and then the shame isn't all of us. It's just a part of us, like literally like a little part of us, maybe a child, maybe a 5-year-old or 10-year-old part of us that is really still hanging on to it. Okay, anything else to wrap up this pile wants to come through? Okay, innocence. Aw. So this card kind of comes through when it's like, everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone deserves a second chance. And there's nothing that you can do that is so horrible and awful that it's unforgivable. So it talks about showing yourself more compassion and knowing that it doesn't matter what you've done in your past. You're still lovable. Someone will still love you out there. Someone does love you out there. Yeah, so that's coming through pretty strongly. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave it for you, my friends, for pile 3. I'm wishing you a good month ahead. I know it's going to be a little bit tricky. It's going to be a little emotional, but overall, like it says, blocks lifted, get informed, start some daily practices, and start to wait until you really feel supported in yourself to make any big decisions. So anyways, you have a good one, and maybe I'll catch you in another pick a card reading sometime.